Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void! Today it's going to be a match between Neeb and Armani from DreamHack Winter 2020. Very excited for this one. These two players are excellent. Top left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. It is Neeb, hailing from America. And in the bottom right is the Korean Zerg player. It is Armani. So, ZVP coming at ya from the group stages of DreamHack Winter. You probably didn't catch this one on Twitch, did ya? I'm going to assume you did not. So, this is the new WCS caster interface. Wait, WCS is not a thing anymore. SC2 caster interface for professionals. You might notice this is larger than before, and there is no APM counter by default. And I don't know if I like it, but let me know if you like it in the comments, and we'll keep it if it is. And if you don't like it, then I think we'll go back to the one that I've been using for the past couple of years. All right? All right. So Armani's like, all right. Block my natural. Why don't ya? I'll just go ahead and take my third. It's not too bad here on Deathaura. I'm planning on going 3 base anyway. Pro blocking. Anyway, other than that, it's just a 16, 18, 17. This is a 1 get expand. There we go. Simulator, second pylon, in whatever order you please here, Neeb. I heard somebody talking about Neeb the other day, and it says Neeb is extremely terrifying if he is trying and practicing hard at StarCraft 2. If he's not, then, I don't know, he's pretty much a run-of-the-mill Protoss. And I don't know, I kind of feel like I can believe that. He said that when he was living in a team house with Neeb, 1 week, Neeb devoted all of his time to like playing League of Legends for some reason. Like, didn't touch StarCraft 2 at all. It's just, I get it, man. It takes a lot of work to stay at the top of StarCraft. Whether it's StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2, it's so much work to win a Premier Tournament, which he did back, I want to say, in 2016. And hasn't done since. It's like he got to the top of the mountain and was like, that's about as good as I'm interested in being. Which I think a lot of us make that decision, right? If you play StarCraft, you've probably reached a point where you're like, I'm as good as I'm going to be, as I'm interested in being. I don't intend to ever get Grandmaster. I never want to win, you know, a major premier event or even a minor event. I'm good. I'm happy where I am now. Depth moving out from Neeb. This is really nothing crazy at all from these players. Very standard Stargate opening from Neeb at the same time. So that said, I don't know, man. Like, Neeb is a very good player, but just like Maru in a lot of the ways, you just don't know what to expect from him. He can crush your face, and sometimes he won't, and sometimes he'll look very beatable. So we'll see how he does here against Armani. Again, the Korean Zerg player who did qualify for GSL back in Season 3, or the most recent season of GSL. Looking good, too. I like Armani quite a bit. I think he might be one of our next good Korean Zerg players. Void Ray opening. This is something Stats has been doing quite a bit. If you watch my Sunday series between Cyril and Stats, this is a build that Stats used quite often. Going for the Void Ray first to get rid of these pesky scouting overlords, hunting for other ones that might be on the map, and then just harassing with it. Maybe making 1 or 2 that the Queens have to be very aware of. I mean, it doesn't really change what Armani's doing is the interesting thing. It's a guaranteed dead overlord, yes. But other than that, I mean, you have your Queens here to defend. Whether it's an Oracle or a Void Ray, the response is pretty much the same. Queens. And then Spores, if, you know, the Void Ray wants to get close enough to a Spore Crawler to take hits. So it's going to be 1 Void Ray into an Oracle here from Neeb, taking a 3rd base, sub 4 minutes, which is just awesome. And really hard for Armani to punish. Like, that's the other thing about the Void Rays is they have just unlimited attack power. Whereas Oracles, they will lose it. They'll lose their ability to attack because it's energy-based. And if you have Void Rays defending your 3rd, they can kill the Lings forever and ever. They're not going to kill them as fast as the Oracles are, but they will have the ability to deal with them forever and ever and ever and ever run out, which is, I think, a lot of Protoss players are kind of falling in love with them for. So the Oracle going to move across the map. Oracle's name is Shakuras. Shakuras was a planet that the Dark Templar... Oh, wait, this is the Oracle name list. Hold on a second. Here we go. And then he does a Reaper name. Oh, that's fantastic. Anyway, we're going to call this Shakuras anyway, though. I like it. Shakuras the Oracle. Ooh, taking more shots than interested in taking Spore. Getting hits there. 2 drone kills is whatever. Honestly, it's about par for the course. For an Oracle these days, getting 2 is fine. Into Twilight Council. We'll see where that one goes. We're not just opening Sky Toss, which you can do, but I think elite Zerg players will punish. If they scout it and see you're trying to rush to carriers, there's a moment where you don't really have much army, and you have maybe 1 or 2 carriers. And if you show up with about 160 supply of Hydras, Lings, and Banes, the Protoss player dies. 2 Oracles, eh? Alright, alright. This queen count, though, just the positioning of the queens and where they are and how many there are, is really good, unless you jump into the main base, in which case there are no queens there right now. They're free hits. Are you making assumptions? Apparently. Okay, so the Adepts get a couple kills, but also die themselves, and he gave them the time to get the queens up to defend the main base. Yeah, I think Neeb was trying to micro those Adepts, and then unfortunately wasn't able to attack into the main base at the same time with the Oracles, which would have been, honestly, super great. Charge being researched here from Neeb. Very, very nice. Got ourselves some Lings cruising up. Creep spread looking okay. Neeb's, or rather, Armani's creep spread has always been pretty good. So the harassment overall here has been 7 drones down for 2 Adepts. Yeah, it's okay. It's an alright opening here from Neeb. It's nothing to write home about, but it's also not a 0 drone kill scenario, which is always so frustrating. And really gives the Zerg player a massive, massive advance. It just makes their mid-game so good. Roach is in production, I apologize. Hydralisk Den almost done. Overseer with speed, very zippy. Zippier than the Void Ray is without its speed upgrade, that's for sure. Upgrades are good. 4th base from Armani coming up here down to the south in the traditional 4th base location. I think this is where Neeb's rolling up for an attack, right? His charge is almost done. He's got a Warp Prism moving out. He's got a lot of Warp Gates right now. We're actually tossing up Warp Gates at the 3rd base too. So he's going to expand and right here probably and try to get an attack in. A couple Archons, bunch of Zealots, kind of an Archon Zealot Sentry style attack. I like it. The one thing I do have to remember with this interface though is that there's nothing going on in that bottom right unless I have units selected. So it's better for me to have units selected than to have nothing selected there. Whereas in the previous iteration, it would show default stuff, right? You'd have stuff like units lost or resources lost showing up over there in the bottom right. But at the same time, there wasn't enough room for upgrades. Yeah, I don't know. There are some trade-offs to make here for sure. But so far, I like it. Lurker Den coming in from Armani. Now, Lurkers can be extremely good against Protoss. However, if they get the requisite number of Immortals up, or if they start going Sky Toss, those Lurkers are toast. So let's see what Neeb's going to work on as far as an answer to these goes, once he recognizes that there is, in fact, a Lurker Den coming up right inside of the main. And Armani's really happily just sitting on 4 bases right now. He's got 84 workers to 75 for Neeb. This Roach Ravager army is really interesting and really is going to shut down anything Neeb tries to do here by way of Archons and Zealots and silly things like that. Yeah, it's just not going to be an answer. Storm is on the way, so Storm's going to help immensely against everything Zerg players make. Like, I don't care what they're doing. You want to get Storm if you're Protoss. If you're skipping Storm for some reason at your level of play, try implementing Storm, and you'll see a massive improvement in games that you're able to win. Especially in defensive positions, right? If a bunch of Roaches and Ravagers come up this ramp, start trying to kill his base, you storm this a couple times? Not at the same time. Wait for one to finish and then storm it again, obviously, but the Zerg player is going to hate you. It's going to make it much harder for them to do anything. So, Hydra's in the way. I assume those are going to be Lurkers. Lurker range getting upgraded first. Ooh, do get a Fleet Beacon, though. And a couple Stargates here out of Neeb. So he's not rushing into Sky Toss, but he is on 4 bases. He's all that gas, and he's decided, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to go for dem carriers, probably. This is bad for Armani. Armani's making 6 Lurkers. Like, yes, the Lurkers can complement whatever your army is to deal with the Sky Toss, but they're never going to be the thing that kills any of the Sky Toss units because they can't shoot up. Can you imagine if Lurkers could shoot their spines into the sky? That'd be pretty great, actually. Pretty good indeed. All right, so Stargates, guess what we're doing? Making carriers. 5th base, 50% done for Armani. Interesting Nidus. We have not seen a Nidus network against Protoss that wasn't Swarm Host in some time, I feel like. Honestly, Swarm Host in general, or rather Nidus in general, kind of falling out of favor recently in the professional tournaments, it feels like. I haven't seen... Ah, man, I've not seen a Nidus Canal, Nidus Network in some time. Adaptive Talons on the way from Armani. Working on that mothership is Neeb 2. So about 10 minutes of build-up to this point so far. Creep spread, pushing out the right side, pushing up the middle here. Tempest in production. Interesting. Okay, 2 Tempests. That's not an accident for sure. That is making Tempest because he wants to make Tempests. And I guess they're pretty good at picking out lurkers out of the ground, right? So it's not going to be terrible anyway. Yeah, so both players are just maxed out at this stage. I know Neeb's down a little bit, but these roaches, yeah, they need to die because there's really no use for them to a certain point in this match. Hallucinated Phoenix flock trying to do stuff, but whatever. We'll ignore those guys entirely. 8 more Hydras in production. Now again, okay, well that little... See, this is what Storm does in a defensive position. Is everything dies. 7 probes died, but holy crap. Nidus Worm died. 8 lurkers died. And a couple overseers. That was a horrible trade. An absolutely disgustingly bad trade. Nidus Worm here, Nidus Worm here. Armani's going for Nidus stuff. Viper's in production. Getting a Spire. He's like, oh, you responded to this Nidus with carriers. Okay. I guess I'll make some Corruptors then. That seems like a smart thing to do. And then just throwing up Nidus, I think maybe to throw some Fear of Zerg into Neeb, if nothing else. I mean, he's not really... Nothing's unloading from this one or from this one. He's just like, stay home. Or else I'll Nidus you. I need to buy some time to make 15 Spores to get a Spire up. Make some more Lurkers to replace all the ones that die. That attack should have been awesome against anything but a Mass Storm Sky Toss response, which Neeb definitely was going for instead. Adrenal Glands coming in. Additional Hydras in production. Once again, Hydra's not good against Sky Toss, especially not when they're in these numbers. And so as a result, it's 16 Hydras, but I don't know. Maybe for counterattacks as support units that are kind of just killing interceptors while not getting directly attacked can be pretty good. I just feel like this particular observer interface is all about this zoom level. If I'm down here, it just feels a little claustrophobic. The production tab is really kind of big. But this feels too zoomed out and too impersonal. Make your votes known in the comments. Do you prefer this or do you prefer this? Because there's nothing in between I can choose. Nothing manually anyway. We'll keep it here for now. See what you guys think. Neeb sacking a few Zealots. Maybe trying to kill some stuff that doesn't work out for them at all. We're killing rocks. We're killing rocks. Pathogen Glands on the way. Adrenal Glands there too. +1 flyer attack. More and more Hydras. Interestingly enough, this feels like a Nidus to me. His Overseer looking for a place to toss down a Nidus Worm. Like, here would be good. Here'd be pretty good too. Again, kind of forcing Neeb to come home a little bit to deal with that Nidus, but instead, Void Ray may be all he needs for that particular purpose. Nidus Worm over here on the left side too. I was confused about this upgrade on Sunday. This is the Tempest upgrade that allows it to do bonus damage to buildings. I thought it was orange for some reason. Did it change the upgrade coloring on that? Because it is definitely blue, but I remember it being orange. But it allows Tempest to do bonus damage to buildings, which specifically means that they can do bonus damage versus spores, is the idea. This whole late game Zerg stuff where they have a spore crawler forest everywhere that is really hard for the Protoss to break. If you have Tempest hitting them, you can clear that forest out a lot more quickly than you used to. Neuroparasite on the way from Armani too. I love that stuff. Loving some of that stuff for sure. Revelation tossed down on 2 creep tumors. Oh yeah. All that information being taken. Neeb's got, I mean, this is a 5th base. 5th base, about 1 o'clock position here. Yeah, I was going to say, based on creep spread, Armani's going to take this one as his 6th. Staying a base ahead of Neeb at all times. Corruptors in production. Ultralisk Cavern coming in to help deal with the ground army. You don't want mass Ultra. You want enough Ultras. Changeling Massacre here. Look how they massacred my boy. just killed his own cannon. Maybe by accident. I don't know. +2. Is that +2 air weapons or +3? That is +3 air weapons at 15 minutes. Neeb, your upgrade timings are insane for air. Also a Dark Shrine coming in. Alright, so Armani, I don't like the number of hiders that he has. I'm going to be honest with you. More Corruptors, probably better. There's not a lot of Void Rays here. There are 3 Void Rays on the field and 3 Archons. You can dodge the Archons and snipe down the Void Rays first. And fast. Everything else is going to die to Corruptors for sure. Hiders I don't like. Oh, maybe it's... maybe I was thinking the attack becomes orange. The upgrade itself in the production tab is not orange. Okay. Maybe that's where I got confused by. Alright, we're going to zoom out because the Tempest can attack from like 16 squares away. 16 distance away. How do you say that? 16 units of measurement in StarCraft 2 away. Neeb throwing away probes, reminiscent of the Fist of Neeb strategy that we have seen from time to time. This Revelation, this is so much spore. How many spores are there? There's 42 spore crawlers on the field, everyone. If you guessed 42, congratulations, you made it. Are we going to see some of the abduct play, right? That's what Cyril does. We've seen that recently on the channel. Based with this, he will abduct things like Tempests and kill them, and abduct things like Carriers and kill them. Just overall, just make really, really nice trades. However, Neeb's micro pretty good. He lost that one Tempest, but the last couple times that Armani's gone on in there for when it hasn't worked out. The hiders are like, I don't know how much use we are here. Let's go kill some stuff. So they do. So we're going to go ahead and come up this ramp. Kill some probes that are trying to kill themselves anyways. Doesn't really matter. Shield battery snipe. But the defensive storm is in the house, man. Jeez. So much available storm. These Hydras, fine. Bad times. Bad times had by all. There's enough spines in here that the Archons don't just want to wander into the Spore Crawler forest and kill it. I have 10 Infestors in production. Okay. I could support a 10 Infestor play right now. It seems ridiculous, but okay. We're actually getting DT Blink, too. So this is widely turning into a game where every base on the map gets taken. They've both taken the Rich Vespine Geyser bases. All that's left to take are the 9 o'clock and the 3 o'clock, which I'm guessing, yeah, this is going to get wiped out, and, well, actually, no, he doesn't want to, look at all that. He doesn't want to announce his presence by killing that Nidus worm. Yeah, if this is a game where we get cut in half, and the Protoss player hangs on to it, Armani's going to have to make some incredible trades to win this thing. Dude, Ultraless Cavern Snipe would be great. What is your target here? Ling, run by. Storms, though, again. Okay, we're just killing drones. The whole goal here was to come to the natural base and kill some drones. We bypassed 3 other bases to do this. But hey, it totally worked out. The queens are like, help us! I mean, Transfuse is good. Okay, Hydras jumped in there too, and that means those guys are toast-a-rooney. Yeah, I do like having the upgrades available down at the bottom there all the time in the new interface, so that's definitely a bonus and a plus. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it too, every one of these spores that dies, that's a drone killed. I mean, that's not free for Armani. That's a drone killed and some additional minerals on top of it. Changeling army there. How many Overseers are there on the map right now? 11. 11 Overseers. Okay. Couple storms trying to catch the Corruptors a little bit. They are easy to bruise, it feels like. They're kind of hard to kill. Oh, pylons. Get the pylons, though. I guess there's 3 pylons. That's actually pretty good. 15 probes died, but again, I think Neeb is sacking probes to make more Tempests and Carriers and things. Overseer army seeing exactly kill every one of these. Oh, there we go. Storm, I guess. Fine. That's a fair trade. Energy for energy. Seems like it's a pretty one-to-one scenario trade there. 4 Void Rays in production. I don't know that you need any more Void Rays. The Corruptor count is okay. The Infestors are what you got to worry about right now. It is, I guess it's 17. 17 Corruptors working on +3 attack and a +2 armor for those guys. The Sky Toss is already 2-2, or 3-3-2. Where the 2 is shield. Oh, Neural Parasite. Interesting choice. Instead of abducting them, you Neural Parasite them and make them come back home. Oh, geez. Tempest Massacre, though. Oh, wow. Brutal stuff. Neeb taking his 7th. Armani should probably take this, honestly. I like that he's expanding to where he can defend it, right? This is his point of attack. And so he knows he can defend this base because his army's not going to be too far from it at any point. Man, we're 20 minutes into this thing, and it's been pretty much a stalemate in a lot of ways. No bases have died. Most workers that have died have because of Neeb killing his own guys. I guess there was that DT attack here down here, the natural, that killed some drones. That was fine, but Armani doesn't care. He's at 3,000, 2,300 bank right now. But it does come down at some point. Oh, he can't, well, can't expand perfectly here. He wants to keep the Nidus. I'm guessing in case some Zealots show up or something, he needs instant reinforcements up that way. Long-term decision-making, man. If you're going to toss a Nidus over here, put it here instead so you can actually expand to the right location if you expand to this place. I don't think he was planning on doing that, actually. Lurker drops do nothing at all. And then he recalls to what? Oh, the mothership. Nice. He just brings them home. Bring them home. Okay, we've taken every base on the map. Are we going to mine it out is the bigger question here. 10 minutes is enough time to do so. If we get up to 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I mean, it's not that long to mine out a base anymore in StarCraft 2. It's fully saturated. This is not fully saturated, so it still has some workers on it. Same here. And same here. So he's kind of, you know, he's diversified his income locations. Fungal death of an observer. 18 lings. Neeb is just so patient. He is just incredible amounts of patience right now. I am honestly impressed by this. He's not moving anything. Armani, who is a patient player, mind you. Every one of those, he jumps in there and gets stormed. Oh, the Tempest control is so good from Neeb, though. It is absolutely insane. Three more Infestors coming in. Have the Infestors paid for themselves? They've done some Neural Parasite. It's been pretty good. Otherwise, I don't know. Resources lost at this point. 10,000 to 25,000? Holy crap. Okay, Armani's lost 25,000 resources of stuff. Neeb's lost 10,000. That is a good ratio for the Protoss. It's been kind of a turtley strategy, which I'm not a huge fan of. But, like, it's working. I don't know what else to tell you here. Yeah, man, every time any attack tries to come in this way, the 4 High Templar are just like, storm you down. Storm you right into oblivion, laddie. I don't know why they're Scottish, but it seems like they are. There's a subreddit. It's like how Scottish people Twitter or something, and it's, golly. Ostensibly it's English, but man, especially typed out, it's so hard to be like, oh yes, I know what they're talking about there. I feel like I'd have a better chance if I heard them speak, but maybe that's not accurate. It's fun though. That's a good subreddit. Scottish people Twitter indeed. And I do love that Pokemon meme too, which you guys might have seen for the latest version of Pokemon, where one of the... Is the protagonist Scottish? I can't remember. I have not played any Pokemon in my whole life, but I'm pretty sure the protagonist of the latest Pokemon is a Scottish girl. And, yeah. There's like another Pokemon trainer. She's like, oh, it's a new Pokemon trainer. I hope we'll be friends. And then she's just like, aye, you daft lassie. And she's like cussing her out with Scottish accent. And it's fantastic. It's a really good one. I'm sure you've seen it. It's been around. So, yeah, this has been a match. Are we going? kind of feels like Armani's out of patience. Parasitic Bomb getting tossed down. Neural Parasite on all the Tempest. Ultra's trying to deal with the Archons, so the Archons aren't dealing with anything else. The Corruptors are taking some serious hits, but they are still alive. Can they take down the Mothership? Oh, they Neural Parasited. I think they Neural Parasited the Mothership. The storms seem endless, though. I guess there are about 100 High Templar down here. Okay, so it's 156 to 29 Corruptors in production for Armani. Instantly, not remaxing. He didn't have the larva for that, but he's at 172 supply. 48 Lings and 29 Corruptors. And Neeb making 7 more Void Rays. Ooh, I like that choice. He can't know what Armani's remaxing on, but he remaxed on Corruptors, and Void Rays will melt the Corruptors with Prismatic Alignment turned on, given half the chance. Alright, man, we've got some Lurkers in here, too. Just so the ground army isn't super great. 5 more Infestors coming in to replace the Quadrillion that have died. Okay, these Lings are in trouble. Get out of there, Lings. Fare thee well, Zerglings. 12 Infestors that have gone down here so far. Yeah, I don't... No. Sporecrawler Forest says, get out of here, Void Ray. So this is the problem for Armani. We've split the map in half. And when your resources lost are 45,000 to 22,000, what that means is if you have the same amount of income available to you on this map as your Protoss opponent does, and that's what your resources loss comparison is, you're going to lose this game. He needs to crush something. He needs to crush the army. Maybe wipe out this Nexus. Like, sneaking some Corruptors back here and Caustic spraying this thing down would be pretty good. That would be a pretty hot move. I mean, Armani has a ton of Corruptors, so sending like 5 of them back here to get this done. I guess maybe before a recall happens or before these High Templars respond and storm you into oblivion. I don't know. The Voiders are like, well, there are fewer... Yeah, there's fewer spores back here. Let's just massacre them all down. Then pull back. I don't like this, Armani. What are you doing? Why would you go... Okay. Yeah, that was a lot of banelings for like maybe 2 cannons and a shield battery. Not great. Defensive Storm, good unit, man. Storm, excellent. Neeb's gonna throw up his own photon cannon for us. He's like, it's just not you that can do this, Armani. I can throw up a cannon for us that you have to break. Good luck with that. Neeb has a bigger bank than Armani by far. It's 43 gas in the bank for Armani. And 7,500 for Neeb. Neeb's bank alone is looking extremely healthy here in 27 minutes. What a ridiculously patient game this has been for both players. Like, Neeb's known for being patient, Armani's known for being patient. Couldn't hold it. Couldn't hold the notes. Embarrassing, to be sure. Anyway, I like how Neeb has chosen the setup in locations that make sense for him. And here, whoa, okay, we're going. Armani's decided it's time to go. Ultra's down. Storm happening. Void Rays killing Overseers, but enough Void Rays remain. Yeah, man, the Voiders are not the answer. Or they are the answer. The Corruptors are not the answer, and Neeb takes the win. Armani ends up losing so much during that battle. He was at maxed out supply, man. Look at this. He was maxed out, and he comes in 166, 161, 154, 144. Look at this Corruptor ball. Just melts. 127 and done. Neeb gets the win. Armani saw the writing on the wall. He did not have a bank. At least not enough gas bank to help here. He can make a bajillion Zerglings, but against Skytoss, that's not going to help at all. And yeah, end of the day, again, this resources loss tab is maybe as big as I've ever seen. I mean, yes, Neeb won the 2 engagements, the 2 big engagements we had here today. 3, I guess, but this is just little small wins over and over and over again. Is what it is. 58,000 to 25,000 is beyond disgusting. 536 Zerg units died to less than 200. Fewer than 200 Protoss units went down here today. Neeb, you boss. You absolute killer. This is why you made it to the quarterfinal of DreamHack Winter. I mean, disgustingly great play. 2 carriers died. Okay. How many at the end of the game? 1. Did he... What? He only ever made 3 carriers today? I thought for sure he had more than that. 16 Void Rays, a mothership. I guess he made 2 motherships. The storms were on point. Like, Neeb's awareness of when attacks were coming in and responding to them perfectly with storm was so good. 36 spores went down. Yeah, that Tempest upgrade, man. More Protoss people should use it. It's a really, really good upgrade. How many Corruptors? Where are you? 51 Corruptors went down. 51 Corruptors. And they were responsible for the deaths of 14 Tempest, partially, 2 carriers, and 6 Void Rays. Pretty good, I guess. The Spores did a lot of work there, too, but again, they also died. So, holy crap. Nice job, Neeb, getting the win here against the young upstart Zerg player, Armani. Just, Neeb knew what he wanted to do. He never lost a base. Every probe he lost, I think, was due to him just sacrificing them for bigger army supply. And I love this setup here. I mean, okay, I've neglected entirely to mention that there were shield batteries down here. It wasn't just a cannon forest. Shield battery forest. Incredibly, incredibly useful in that situation. Man, upgrades great across the board. For everyone, really. But Neeb he split the map in half. Took his half. He knew if he made a push on this base and killed it, he would win. Especially considering all the trades he's made already to this point. So he just set up some shield batteries. He had 4,000 minerals in the bank. He could afford that. And then just pushed and said, hey, come fight me on my shield batteries. And Armani said, okay. And then Armani was an unhappy player for sure. Incredible. Incredible. All right. Well, Protoss fans, be happy with that one. I mean, that was a one heck and a fantastic ZVP for Protoss anyway. Zerg players less happy, but hey, that's fine. All right, so that's going to be it from me today then. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a SkyToss EVP on Deathaura. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.